Time does not wait, does not stop, and has no mercy. It drags us relentlessly, reminding us that everything we are, everything we love, is doomed to fade away. Philosophers like Schopenhauer, Heidegger, and Camus have tried to unravel this enigma, to find meaning in our fleeting existence. Is it possible to escape the weight of time? Can we accept its dominion without falling into despair? In this video, we explore the nature of time, its relentless influence over our lives, and the ways we try to resist its advance. Though perhaps the only answer is to surrender to its abyss. Everything you are, everything you love, everything you desire, is doomed to fade away. Time does not wait, it does not stop, it has no mercy, and yet, you keep moving forward, as if ignoring it would make it less real, as if looking away would change anything. But time does not forgive, and the more you try to avoid its presence, the more evident its absolute dominion becomes. Every heartbeat, every breath, every step you take is proof of its unstoppable march. The past weighs on you like a specter that refuses to disappear. You drag it with you, carry it in your skin, in your memory, in every invisible scar hidden behind your smile. No matter how fast you run, it is always there, reminding you of who you were, where you failed, what you left behind. And the future. The future is the great lie, the empty promise that keeps us moving. A mirage we cling to because admitting that there is nothing more would be unbearable. How many times have you said, "When I have more time," as if time was something you own, as if it belonged to you, but it does not, it never has. And that is the most painful truth of all. The only thing you possess is the illusion of control. The self-deception that you have any power over its course. Schopenhauer knew it. To him, life was a cycle of desire and suffering, a wheel that turns without meaning. Time only intensifies it. If you look back, nostalgia or regret consumes you. If you look ahead, you face uncertainty, the despair of not knowing what is coming or knowing it all too well. And the present is nothing but a blink. You barely feel it before it is gone. We cling to it with the desperation of someone trying to hold sand between their fingers. But the moment we try to grasp it, it has already become another memory. There is no absolute now, only a succession of losses, a conveyor belt carrying us ceaselessly toward nothingness. It is no surprise that Heidegger pointed out being toward death as the essential condition of human existence. To exist is to walk toward the end, with the terrifying awareness that every moment brings us closer to the abyss. But he was not the only one to see it clearly. Since antiquity, thinkers have tried to find meaning in this inexorable flow. Heraclitus spoke of perpetual becoming, of how no one bathes in the same river twice, because everything changes, everything dissolves in the passage of time. And Nietzsche, in his idea of the eternal recurrence, challenges us with the question: would you accept reliving every moment again and again? But how could anyone wish for time, with all its weight of suffering and loss, to repeat itself eternally? Only someone who has fully embraced their existence without fear of decay could accept such a sentence. Bergson distinguished between measured time and lived time, that intimate, subjective experience where moments stretch in suffering or vanish in joy. But beyond this distinction, a harsher truth remains. We do not own time, rather, we are owned by it. We deceive ourselves into believing there is an instant we can fully inhabit, a safe refuge in the present, but it slips through our fingers before we can even recognize it. Husserl revealed that consciousness is nothing more than a stream of retentions and anticipations, an echo of the past constantly projecting the future. We live trapped in this flow, in the relentless need to remember what we were and imagine what we will be. But what remains of the now when it is only a shadow between what is past and what is yet to come? There is no pure moment in which we can pause without being swept away by the vertigo of succession. If everything we are dissolves in the torrent of time, if there is no place to settle, how can we affirm ourselves without being consumed by anguish? We cling to moments, faces, promises, but even as we try to hold on to them, they are already fading. Is time the executioner, or are we the ones condemning ourselves to suffering by resisting the inevitable? Perhaps the only truth is that we have never truly inhabited the present. We are always in transit between what was and what will be, never able to find the point where we can say, "Here, now, I exist fully." From the Stoics to the existentialists, time has been the shadow-haunting philosophical thought. Marcus Aurelius spoke of the transience of all things, of how what torments us today will be dust tomorrow. Epictetus warned us about the trap of worrying over what we cannot control, and time is precisely that, the unstoppable force that was never in our hands. Pascal, in his anguish before the infinity of the cosmos, reminded us how insignificant we are, trapped in the brevity of our consciousness. Does time mock us, making us believe we are protagonists when we are merely whispers in eternity? Have you noticed that you never truly live in the now? You are always in transit between what you were and what you hope to be, between what you lost and what you desire, but the present slips away, mocking you. It is a bridge that never ends. The only certainty is that what obsesses you today, what you love today, what you fear today, in a few years will be a blurred memory. If that, and what you believe is fundamental now, will fade without a trace. The words you spoke, the faces you saw, the promises you made, all will be swallowed by nothingness. Time is an executioner, but it is also the great deception. It makes you believe you have some control, when in reality, you are merely its prisoner. Every passing second is one you will never get back. Every moment you let go is one lost forever. And yet, you keep running, searching for meaning where only emptiness exists. Fighting for an immortality that does not exist, for a meaning that has never been written. Time is the great dictator, the supreme judge who grants no appeals. Kierkegaard spoke of the anxiety of existence. That vertigo before the infinite possibilities of choice, and the certainty that, no matter what we do, the end awaits us with its indifference. It is not just the fear of death, but the weight of every decision, of every moment in which we could be something else, but never fully are. In this uncertainty lies the torment of existence, the feeling that life is a game where the rules change without warning, and the answers are never final. But you, what will you do with the time you have left? Will you waste it in an endless race, chasing shadows, or will you dare to stop, even for a moment, and look the executioner in the eyes? There are no right answers, only the certainty that, in the end, time will claim you, as it does with everything, as it always has. And when that moment comes, when the clock marks your final second, will you feel that you truly lived, or will you have merely existed, trapped in the illusion that you ever had time?